All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel, the only star basketball channel that's buying 101s and possibly trading, picking up, and loving the energy right now of a star. Kind of a different video today than I had planned because I actually have just picked up another 101, and it is I'll talk about it in a minute after I talk about the sale that just happened. We did miss the auctions this week. Tony was busy, so we'll get that out next week and kind of cover some of the lost ground. But I just wanted to focus on this auction and then just kind of talk about my new pickup and how I'm seeing things right now. And it's definitely, obviously, positive, and it's really really cool. And also ran into a few viewers, ran into three viewers of the channel yesterday. I went to a card show in Concord, California, and near the Bay Area, and got to meet with some of you, and it was really cool. Take pictures and talk star, and it's definitely cool anytime I run into the viewers at the show. So, but I did want to ask one thing about this. Kind of got what I'm talking about on the energy is. I don't know if I was mentioned on another channel somewhere, but my viewership is sharply up and my subscriber counts are trickling up faster than they were. So I don't know. So if any one of you new viewers or someone who knows if I was recently, I'm talking probably in the last 3 weeks. It's just I'm seeing an uptick in everything. I'm seeing an uptick in 101 prices, and 101s lead the pack, and that is actually the majority of my viewership. I do want to cover All Star. I realize that it's heavy 101 focus, but 101s lead the pack of All Star cards. This is the Michael Jordan rookie card. There is no other rookie card. The 195 and 288 are rookie year cards. And the Fleer 57 is a third year iconic card. It's the most iconic card in all of sports cards, in my opinion. But the 84 star is the only rookie card of Michael Jordan. So if you want the first licensed NBA card, this is the NBA made trading cards. There's not sponsorships on these things. They are the trading cards. They weren't with products. This is the NBA's vendor. They made one licensed card, and the funds weren't enough to. They were distributed in packs, nationally distributed, and they just weren't randomized. And that's the only difference. And that's such a small nothing. And especially in Beckett, even talking to Beckett, kind of concluding that now that a person new into the hobby, that doesn't matter nearly as much. They will see an earlier card, the card printed in 1984, 85. So I kind of reiterate that because I do get new viewers and people, send me questions and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I covered that. But anyway, so getting to the sale last night, solid sale of a PSA 8. These were affected, the higher end ones, were seemingly percentage wise, if you look at percentage drops from the peak in September, kind of looking at these fared the best. And this is only roughly a 30% drop from the peak. And the last sale in line on this PSA 8, if we go look at that, 192. Well, the next bid increment was going to be about 198 for the next one. So someone didn't pull the trigger there, but within plus minus 3% of the last sale, it could have gone either way, but that's definitely a solid sale. And again, we're not looking very far off the peak from these. So these held up better than really anything, and just a good stable sale. Here's the last ones. The peak obviously in September at 244, kind of going into October, and then the sharp drop off after those 10 or 12 were put up. But if you look from June prior of last year, so just a year away, this is up from 133 to 180, to close to 187, 186, 187. So, we're talking about a very large increase, a 30% jump from a year over year. I see this sale as nothing but positive. And I hope there is a slow trickle up from here. I know some of you want the fast. I'm sure Dave wants the fast. I do not. I want the slow, good burn, and that way you don't get people who are invested in certain cards that start talking against things simply because they don't want their card values to go down or be affected. To me, it's just basically I don't I hope people's like 86 Fleer go up. I don't care about having cards, certain cards they shouldn't do good. I'm just looking at data and I look at facts. What is there a ton of supply of? What is the actual facts of what's the first licensed card? These data model out very well. And again, I am going to get to my typing one, my data typing video. I will do it. It's going to happen. I just have reformatted it several times to explain it, make sure I explain it to lay people easily. But so this is sale. I see this was a strong sale, and that's the only one I'm going to talk to. I'm going to let Tony do that. And this is the one I picked up yesterday. So I did want to. This is a little different than the card I normally get, and it's actually grown on me a hair. But I'm getting into it. I think it's a great time to buy. It's a hair. It's kind of a little bounce off the bottom, and it looks like we hit bottom with these. And PSA 6s are the most liquid of the cards. I'm finding out you generally see the most. Inventory right now has really dried up. We're only looking at a couple of auctions. Here's the only auctions I'm aware of, and this is on PWCC. And this is a 7.5 PSA 7.5 that's at 33,000 with 11 days left. Really nice copy. And the only other one is this authentic altered on Goldin, a really nice authentic altered. So if one of you is interested, obviously, centering's the issue, but and it was altered. And if Beckett says it, most likely PSA is going to say it, but it's very nicely centered on, from a PSA standard, kind of top to bottom, just that left right's very thin. So, and it looks a little thin, but I don't know. I don't know how it's altered exactly, but that is available on Goldin right now, and the bidding is up to, I believe it's about, it's at 9,800 right here. So look at the buyer's premium. So that's where we're at with that. All right, close that. And but again, auctions have even thinned out since my last video. So auctions, things up. I know there's a couple, I think, coming up on Goldin. I think a PSA 6 and a 7, but there's really nothing. There's nothing happening on eBay. There's literally zero auctions, and on eBay that I'm aware of. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, but no, that says something. And this is the last time that this started to happen. Inventory got cleared out, and then it was a boom. Again, don't want that to happen. I don't want to see the massive 10 to 20. I know a lot of you are frowning, going, yes, we do. A great slow burn up, but I'm guessing there might be some hops. If it is going to go up, there's going to be some hops, 5 to 10,000 possibly. And you'll see kind of resistance points of people, who bought maybe at 49 and, they panic and get rid of, kind of thing. But again, I see just a continual trend upward. There's way more people into these cards now. It isn't the reverse. It's way more people are seeing these, and young people especially viewing this as the rookie card. And it's just so many more people involved in stars. You get these embedded in collections. It's just less and less inventory. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. But incredibly low inventory right now. So and actually go back to mine. So this is different for me to pick up because it has more white than I generally like on the card. And generally, you always should buy the card, not the grade. And this one falls into that 6 category. It just has some white on it, but everything else, it's the centering from left to right. This is really well centered. So this is actually my really nice centered copy. As far as the top border to me is thicker and just by a little bit, but plenty of bottom border. And the left to right is just absolutely fantastic. So you generally don't get them this good. So this is definitely above for a centering perspective. Obviously, and the corners are pretty solid, not bad on the corners at all, just little touches here and there, but they actually look worse as they do in all the pictures. But this is corners are fine to me. Just obviously the edges, and I get it. It's white, and you get some of them that have some edging, and it's common because these are just blood red borders, and they will show everything. That's why this is the most condition sensitive car. There's literally like no white on the front, so it's just too hard to be. And then obviously any little speck matters, kind of thing, because these are such high value cards. So, but I did want to show that, and obviously kind of pairs well. But this one I'm going to try and use to either trade, keep. I actually like it enough to keep it, but I may move this one, but I'm going to stay in a 101. I wanted to make sure that before, if they do any big jump or anything, I wanted another copy, and I actually want 3 copies. So that's my happy spot. But this one, so this goes with my other one pretty dang well. This one's a beaut. I love this is a Ryan copy. The only thing it has is this little touch right here on the corner, but it's obviously pretty minor. But yeah, this card visibly just zero flaws other than that. So, it's really nice. I don't even have the fisheye in the middle for this one, and nor did I have it over here. So this, I was just kind of doing a video. It's kind of, it feels good to see the positive energy going, and I kind of felt the vibe. So I'm going to be a little more interactive, and yeah, so it's definitely fun. And again, kind of share out any information you have, and I will see you at the next video.